A little tough to see it this week. I wasn't even sure I wanted to do one of these, but maybe these are the times when we need this thing most. It's kind of dark outside, but let's take a look on the bright side. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the bright side. I'm your host, Bob Herzog. This episode might be a little bit shorter than most. Not quite as much out there to choose from this week in terms of, uplifting things. But we still found a few smiles, and by gum, we're going to share them because you need a break. We all do. So without further ado, Shelby, Sam, please start pelting me with koalas if you would. Thank you so much for that. Koalas just flying at me in all directions. There's two. There's one flying. I can get that one. It's on the ground. It's okay. Got this one over here. Good. Okay, that's good. Thought that one was going to hit me at the same time. Going to put one of these on my ear because why? Well, I already have an earpiece, and now I have a koala up there, too. All right. That's good. Now, the purpose of all those tiny flying koalas was actually threefold. One, having little marsupials just sort of raining down on you is fun. Two, I enjoy the scent of eucalyptus. And three, we have a baby koala video to show you. Actually, it's a series of pictures. The Columbus Zoo's newest addition is the first baby koala born at that zoo in 15 years. The Joey was born way back in July, but you can see, look real carefully in these new videos provided by the zoo. I said videos, I meant photos, but you knew what I meant. It's still inside the pouch. Look real close. Koalas spent about 6 months inside that pouch after they're born. The Joey was just the size of a jelly bean when it was born, but now it's the size of a softball and recently opened its eyes. The zoo says the little one likely won't come out of the pouch for another 2 months. See, they're literally as tiny as the tiny little koalas I have hooked to my person right now. Need more animal content to help you further escape reality? Good, because we've got it. Take a look at these photos out of California. This is a 5-year-old husky named Gray. Got stuck in a storm drain. So the San Bernardino County Fire Department got out there. They provided these photos. Firefighters and animal control were called in to rescue the dog. They used some jackhammers, they used some saws, and they cut an opening large enough for her to get on out of there. After 2 hours, Gray was reunited with her owners and was not hurt. More doggos, please! The popular Puppy Bowl is going on as scheduled, so be excited about that. Discovery says Puppy Bowl 17 will still premiere on Discovery Plus and Animal Planet on February 7th. Team Rough and Team Fluff will face off in the 3-hour event with a kitty halftime show. 70 puppies from 22 different shelters will participate in the game, and all the animals featured are up for adoption. Discovery says past games have had 100% adoption rates. I just want to lay down there in the middle of the field and just have those puppies just frolic all over me. I'm not sure what the correlation is between wanting to be covered in puppies and being currently covered in koalas. There's something there. I don't know what it is. Possibly I have a very active inner child, a touch of Peter Pan syndrome, but isn't there just a little bit of that in all of us? One 91-year-old teacher would seem to think so. As John Lauritsen shows us, former students are honoring him with a sledding hill.
Everybody in town knows Dean, loves Dean. You can't go a day without seeing Dean and Molly going down the street.
Teacher, council member, and owner of a garden center. Those are just some of the hats Dean Conklin has worn over the years.
Winthrop is a jolly good time. I think I know everybody, just about.
And they know him for his generous nature. A while back, he gave some land to Steve Saxton, one of his former students.
When he retired, he gave this 5-acre piece to me, and other than bale some ditch hay for the cattle down below, we didn't know what we could do with this.
But then an idea hit them like a January snowball.
Okay, you gotta go.
Steve and other volunteers decided to turn the property into a city sledding hill. Within a few weeks, they had the tree stumps removed and all the brush cleared out. And then there was little doubt about who they would name the sledding hill after.
He's a special guy, so that made it a no-brainer to do it. Absolutely.
I thought, what? What?
So last Saturday, more than 100 people turned out to watch Dean Conklin himself go down Conklin's Hill. It was perhaps his first time down a snowy hill in half a century.
It was exciting being at the bottom and seeing everybody at the top, and then he got down and he said, what a ride.
I'm over 90, so as a 90-year-old guy to go down that hill, kind of exciting. The kid came out of me.
A sled riding hill for Dean Conklin. Now that's a good idea. I normally call it sled riding, by the way, not sledding like I said in the introduction. It's a very pop versus soda type situation for me. Regardless, a great idea. And here's another one. A group in Sacramento is working to make sure more people hit by hard times have access to healthy food. So get this, Find Out Farms has been around for about a year, and homeowners with extra fruit, maybe they got fruit trees in the yard, well, they call that group, and volunteers come out and harvest the fruit that might otherwise just rot. It's later given away at a free monthly fruit stand in a park. Organizations also hand it out to people who are homeless or deliver it to families who don't have transportation. The goal is to save thousands of pounds of fruit from just spoiling on the branch while helping people in need. See, I like people who are always thinking about stuff, making stuff better. And here's another example. When a paramedic in Nebraska discovered a face shield he could buy online worked better than the one he was issued, he went ahead and bought it. But he didn't stop there. He also made sure his colleagues were covered. Emily Dwyer tells us more.
I've been in COVID rooms for an hour or so, working on a patient, alongside a nurse. And it's just nice to have these bad boys.
Those bad boys Charles Wilkins is referring to are heavy-duty face shields. And lately, they are filling up this La Vista ER paramedics' living room.
There's 21 right there.
His goal?
So I wanted to outfit all the paramedics that I work with from these to these.
Wilkins says the hospital-issued face shields work well, but these are more durable and would belong to the paramedics themselves. For funding purposes, he explored avenues like CARES Act money. When that didn't pan out, he turned elsewhere.
I reached out to my friends, and the boxes have not stopped coming.
Thanks to social media and word of mouth, face shields are showing up on Wilkins' doorsteps, sometimes 3 at a time.
And for a while, I didn't have a living room. I also wonder how tired the Amazon guy is dropping these things off.
He's not just collecting them for his colleagues anymore, but paramedics across the entire metro healthcare community who work face-to-face with COVID-positive patients. He says every recipient is grateful.
And not only does it provide the protection, but it's just a huge morale boost. We've been dealing with COVID-19 for the better part of a year now, and just it's another small win.
And Wilkins is happy to provide that added layer of comfort.
If I can keep one paramedic, in the fight longer because they had better protection, then I feel like I'm really doing my part.
Though he wishes it didn't have to come down to crowdfunding, with every new box that arrives comes a sense of joy and pride in his community.
We got a lot of good people in this community that are eager to help out in any way that they can. And sometimes clicking an Amazon link, to help us, that's a great way of doing their part.
And Wilkins says he'll keep accepting and distributing face shields as long as people keep sending them to him. Now, one other thing before we move on from this topic, I need you to take a look at a picture. This is Mark Neely, my father-in-law. Like thousands of other people in this country and around the world, he is in the hospital battling COVID-19 right now. Mark has beaten brain cancer. He has beaten prostate cancer. He's had to put up with me as a son-in-law. He is strong. He is a tough guy, and I want him to get better. And I hope the people you know and love who are in this situation, or maybe are facing some other challenges, get better. And to the doctors and nurses and EMTs and caregivers, thank you, God bless you, and please stay well. We've got time for one more to inspire, but I do want to warn you, it is also going to break your heart a little bit. A Kentucky community recently came out to help a child trying to raise money for her father's funeral. Her dad was killed in a car accident. John Bull has more.
Daddy'd be proud of you. I know he would already.
We asked 9-year-old Kaylee Miller what her dad meant to her. The answer was short and sweet.
Everything.
That's why she's doing everything she can for him. Kaylee and her dad loved to bake together. Now that he's gone after a car accident on Sunday, she's using her love for baking to raise money for his funeral.
There's 7, there's 8, there's 9, and there's 10. God bless you. Here's your hug.
People lined up in front of Kaylee's homemade popcorn, brownies, and cookies. One couple giving the family $1,000 in exchange for 2 chocolate chip cookies.
You saw that the pandemic won't stop us from still caring about other people. You saw us paying forward. And you saw what Wave 3 News can do.
Jack and Debbie say they know the pain Kaylee's going through.
I was in the 3rd grade when my dad died.
As for Kaylee, she's thankful for the community and knows her dad would be proud.
Just grateful and just like, I cried yesterday because of all the people that actually cared.
There are people that care. There are people who care. I think that's something that's very important for all of us to remember right about now. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure and follow our Facebook page and make sure and share that around to someone you know who maybe needs to remember that there are people who care and who might need to look on the bright side. Have a good one.